Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I am here to check in for the third week of September. It's crazy how quickly this month is going by. So basically we're going to be taking a look at some of our variable expenses and we're going to be seeing how we're doing. So the 5 categories that I track for my weekly check-ins are groceries, eating out, household, gas for our cars, and then anything that may be unbudgeted. So I break my budget into 2 separate sections. I have variable expenses and fixed expenses. Fixed expenses stay exactly the same. What I budget for the month is what it'll end up being. For the most part too, these expenses stay the same like year round, so that makes things pretty easy. But for variable expenses, obviously they vary, and they vary by how much we spend. So I like to keep an eye on those, and that's why weekly check-ins are really helpful and useful for us. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our monthly view. This is where I track all of our variable expenses. You can see I have a key that needs to be updated. It's very like broken down at this point. But we're gonna start from the last time that we checked in. So it looks like we checked in right around the 12th or 13th, but there was a transaction that I did not track, so I'll need to include that. So I'm gonna go through and track all of the pink expenses because those are my groceries. I like to start with groceries. So we have Walmart of $11.36. So I'll check that off so I know I have it. And then Jewel, $11.97. Target, $7.98. And then Jason went grocery shopping. He spent $33.60 at Walmart and $36.17 at Jewel. So that brings us to a total spent for this week of $101.08. So really good there. I know you guys love when I zoom you guys in and out, so I'll try and do that. It's tricky because then when I'm flipping through, it doesn't work out very well, but we're gonna do it. So groceries, like I said, we spent $101.88. Last time we checked in, we had $447.18, so I'm going to subtract out what we are spent this week, and that means that we have $346.10 remaining. I like to look at the number of weeks that we have remaining. So it looks like we have 1 more week remaining and we still have $346. So I think, and I've mentioned this before, I think we've been really good about finding cheaper alternatives. I know groceries in general are more expensive, but I think we've been able to find cheaper alternatives. For example, Jason used to get like the Arizona tea all the time, like the gallons of tea, and those, I think those can be like $4 depending on where you get them. He now gets tea from Walmart and it's very cheap. I think it's like $2, but he's also made his own tea in the past. So there's just, you know, when you find alternatives that are cheaper, it's easier to keep the groceries down. But as you will probably see in a second, we're also eating out a little bit more. We've had like kind of a busy month with back to school and like last minute, like summer type of activities. We're gonna be traveling this upcoming weekend. So we've just had a lot going on, and I feel like that definitely contributes to our eating out being higher and our groceries being lower. The other thing I want to mention is I've been using my allowance to get more coffee out. Like I have been getting more into Dunkin' Donuts once in a while if I'm working out and then coming straight to the office. Usually I need something like right away because I just burned like 600 calories, so I'll stop at the Starbucks and just grab my coffee there. So instead of buying a ton of coffee pods that come out of groceries, I've been using my own allowance to purchase coffee, and so there's just some offsets there. But anyway, we have $346.10 left. When we get back from our trip, I'm going to tell Jason, like, hey, again, this month, if there's anything that you want to stock up on, we have the money there. So, you know, I know we always really like to have the chicken nuggets from Costco. I think we may be out of those because Macy has those a lot, especially for like lunchtime. So anyway, that is something to kind of keep in mind going forward. Next, we're going to look at eating out. So it looks like right around here is when we need to start. We went to Culver's after we did our family pictures. It was just kind of like a late night. We had our pictures, our family pictures at 6. We had an hour-long session, so we got done at 7, and the girls usually go to bed at 8. So we just ran to Culver's, got dinner, got a little dessert, and, you know, went on with it. But buying food for 4 people is expensive. Like $30 for Culver's seems so expensive to me. But anyway, then we have McDonald's. That was $11.37. And Chick-fil-A, $9.22. We just grabbed milkshakes there. And then we had dinner at Raising Cane's. That was $24.55. I picked up crumble for dessert on Saturday because Jason's parents actually watched the girls, and I thought it would be fun for the girls and for Jason's parents to have crumble cookies. They had Minion cookies, which Macy and Mila are pretty obsessed with, like Minions and Despicable Me and all of that. So it's kind of fun, but between like me, Jason, the 2 girls, and Jason's parents, we finished the 2 cookies easily. So anyway, that was $15.40. And then me and Jason actually got Jersey Mike's, and we split that, so that was $13.37. So that brings us to a total spent of $103.96. So as you can tell, like, again, we spent $108.88 for groceries. We spent $103.96 for eating out. Obviously, we're definitely eating out a little bit more than what we're eating at home, I would say. But it's been more of a convenience thing than anything at this point because we've just had a lot going on. Last week we had family pictures. We had curriculum night at Macy's school. We had a block party. Like, there's just been so much. And then on top of that, we have Macy's ice skating and like just normal everyday life. So it was just a lot. So eating out, we spent $103.96. We only had $64.79 remaining. So that means that we are currently over budget for eating out by $39.17. So for me, the way that I like to look at it is I like to look at these 2 combined because, again, you have that offset. If we're eating out more, obviously groceries are going to be less. So combined, we're still doing very well, which is all that I really care about. So I'm going to try and, like, you know, keep that eating out to a minimum. But we are going to visit my sister this weekend, so we'll have some eating out expenses there. I think a lot of that will go under our travel sinking fund, though. Usually when we're traveling, any food or anything that we spend will go under there. Next, we're going to look at household. So I spent $8.98 at Target, and then I went to Target again and spent $55.47. And then on mine and Jason's date night, we decided to go to Half Price Books. There's one pretty close to us, and we spent, oops, so we have $8.98, $55.47, and $23.28. We got Macy a few new books. She's reading, obviously, but we always try and get some like new books for her just to practice. She's reading, but she can't do books that are like extremely hard words. So that's kind of a struggle trying to find stuff like that. Like, we've had the Bob books, and she's mastered those, but we need something kind of in between those and something a little bit harder. So anyway, household, we spent $87.73. We are negative by $13.43. For household, we did end up purchasing some stuff that we weren't anticipating. We picked up the girls all new plates, bowls, and silverware from Target, and also some like cups. Right now we've been using these sippy cups that I also got from Target. They're kind of like a reusable plastic material. You have the option to put a stopper in it so that nothing can like drip out, which we use for Mila, and then for a long time we've used like the non-stopper cups for Macy. But Macy's kind of at that age where like it doesn't make sense for her to have a sippy cup. It's not, I guess it's not really a sippy cup, but anyway. So we got some like reusable cups that have tops and straws. And my thought is Macy can use those. Mila can still use the ones with the stopper because she spills everything and she's just not at the point where she can like handle having a cup that can be spilled. So we picked up a bunch of that. I think all of that ended up being like $30, which just wasn't something that I was really thinking about doing this month, but Jason was like, you know what, I think we're gonna need some of that stuff. We're always running out of it. Seems like it's always like in the dishwasher. So anyway, we picked up that type of stuff, but now we're negative by $13. There's nothing that I think we're going to need, so I think we should be in good shape going forward. Next is gonna be gas for our cars, and it looks like we've just filled up one time. That was $42.32 for Jason's car. $42.32, yep. And last time we checked in, we had $118.90. We spent $42.32, so we have $76.58, which is great. That's plenty. Honestly, me and Jason both could fill up and have plenty left over. In terms of unbudgeted, I don't think we had anything unbudgeted. Nope, nothing unbudgeted, so nothing for here, but we are still over budget by $73.98. I mentioned this in the last video and I mentioned it the video before, but those relate to our Hulu Live that we signed up for this month. I thought we would get a free trial, we did not. And then also our Ring doorbell. I need to remember to include that like subscription in our next month's budget. But those are our variable expenses and our check-in there. I think we're doing really well. Again, eating out is something that we need to kind of keep an eye on, but because we are under for groceries, I'm okay with it. Okay, so next is going to be our sinking funds. So we paid, let's see, I don't remember where we left off. We did pay $4.25 for family pictures. I rented the Crawdads Sing, the movie. It was so good. It ended up being $2.99 because we did have some credits on Amazon. And then me and Jason went on a date night, so we spent $7.41 at Oberweis and then $57.81 at the restaurant that we went to. Me and Jason stopped and got some stuff for the plane. We're visiting my sister this upcoming weekend, so that's $13.44, and that just came out of entertainment. Entertainment and vacation are combined, so I just included it there. I went to Ulta and stocked up on some stuff that I was needing. I needed like makeup wipes, and I needed a new bronzer. I needed both my face washes. I got like a little hair towel thing so that my hair doesn't get messed up when I'm washing my face or putting makeup on. So that was $121.40, and I have plenty there, so that's awesome. Macy went ice skating, so we spent $4 for the rental for her skates. Jason filled up on his prescription. That was $11.79, so that came out of medical. And then Jason actually went golfing. He went one time, I believe, by himself, and then another time with his dad recently. So $35 and then $15. He is negative, or I guess he's positive now. He's going to be negative. So I think going forward, we're either going to need to increase his golf, which I'm totally fine with. I have other like splurges in our budget that are just for me, or he'll just have to like reimburse me from his allowance. Guys, Jason is one of those people, he never spends money. You can probably tell from his clothes sinking funds. He has $500 in that account, and I honestly think that it'll probably get to 1,000 before he even uses it. He sees shoes and he's like, oh, I'll come back for it. I'm like, you have some great self-control, because let me tell you, when I see something, I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna be here when I get back. I'm gonna get it. He's really good about that. So he has, I guess what I'm saying is, he has so much allowance, and I don't think he minds using his allowance for golfing. I think he'd rather do that so that we have more money going into savings. But that is something that we need to talk about, because it does seem like lately there's been a lot more golf, which is awesome. I'm glad that he can do that, but we need to kind of figure out a game plan for how things work. He does use like a golfing app, which means that like a lot of times when he's booking stuff, he's booking it through the app, which you have to use a credit card for, which is why it's always like online charges instead of him just paying cash. But anyway, long story short, those are our sinking funds. I think we're doing pretty well with those as well. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this weekly check-in. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to see a little bit about how things are going for us financially. Let me know how you guys are doing. Is this month turning in to be a good month for you guys? But anyway, that is pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.